Bocas is back! It's the 13th edition of the NGC Bocas Lit Fest, TNT's annual literary festival.
A festival of words, stories, and ideas. It's the first in-person festival
in 4 years. I'm Ardeen.
I'm Uju.
And we're going to take you through the ins and outs of this year's festival.
Come with us.
Each time he shaved his head over the sink, he got more used to his reflection in the mirror. He makes sure to gather every last strand and put them in a small clay bowl, say a prayer, light a match, and set it on fire.
The mother, she has a dead daughter named Heyman. They've never really gotten to grieve over this child, and they said that she's becomes akin to a hungry ghost, where she has almost come back to haunt their daily life, their sex life. When we revisit the wake near the end of the book, there's a sense of unexplored grief or not getting the proper time to grieve is what I really wanted to do with Hungry Ghosts.
Of the NGC Bocas Lit Fest. Did you see what I was telling you about the energy of this space?
I'm seeing. I've seen. The energy is amazing. Yesterday was buzzing.
Yeah.
Everything you said about like there being something for everyone. True. Films, writers, artists, fashion. We're here right now though, day 2, we're about to begin. How are you feeling? What's on the agenda?
Well, I have my festival Bible right here with me. It tells you everything about who, what, when, where, and I am looking forward to all of the cultural things on. So we have mokos, we have an old mass competition, as you know. We also have Elizabeth Montano talking about the King of Soca biography about Machel Montano. And of course we have the usual discussions, film, the whole children's festival continues. So yeah, and of course all the merch you can buy, all the teas, the bags,
Tell it
the
like
box.
it is. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am absolutely ready.
All right, let's go get it. Tell me where the mokos are again.
They're right out there.
Right there?
All right, see ya.
Well, the excitement is definitely back. It's like the Bocas Lit Fest never went virtual. People congregating once again, people excited about literature once again. people like me spending your money on books. If you look around, the place overcrowded, people sitting on the floor just to be part of some of the seminars, etc. So literature is alive and well, and we are excited about the Bocas Lit Fest this year.
In some ways, it's much more successful than perhaps the kind of more traditional university education, where you have a limited number of teachers who are teaching a broad range of the student body and don't have that kind of close, intimate working relationship with you, because that's what mentoring gives you.
In 1984, when Marshall, remember teachers used to get half day for cricket?
Yes.
When Marshall came out with the letter, they stopped giving teachers half day for cricket, you know, because he said they get in so much holidays and they still want to get time off. Why blame me? I'm just following the footsteps of my teacher. You know, and that is where Too Young to Soca was born, because they were saying he's too young to be singing things like that.
That the Bocas Lit Fest is having. It shines a light on the threat of climate change, though some people still say that's not real. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your loudest round of applause for the evening. First place goes to Philip Montano and Fred.
When we first began to imagine what this festival could be and do, high on the agenda was to establish a prize for Caribbean writers funded and administered from the Caribbean, our prize.
The winner of the OCM Bocas Prize for Caribbean Literature would go to Ayana Banwo-Lloyd.
I can't stop thanking Bocas Lit Fest for the work, the encouragement, the setting the stage, the giving us a stage, a place. It was the first place that said, "You're a writer, read. I want to see your work."
Today is the third and final day of our NGC Bocas Lit Fest.
And we're here at the iconic Woodford Square, just across from the old fire station and the National Library, the home of the Literary Festival. And we like to think of last night's OCM Bocas Prize ceremony as the climax of this literary event. But I also love how that energy of literary celebration just flows into today.
Yeah, today actually we are showcasing a number of our literary heavy hitters, including winners of the OCM Bocas Prize. We have a couple book launches happening later, and then much later we have the First Citizens National Poetry Slam.
Yes, it's the closing event of the NGC Bocas Lit Fest, and we'll see 15 of our top spoken word poets vie for $50,000.
$50,000?
Yep.
You think it's too late for me to enter?
I think it's getting late and we need to go.
Let's go.
And 'twas you self, when your life force was leaving, who cry and say how you know you wasn't a good father. But it's a long time now we forgive you, Albert. Not for what you was not, but for who you promised to be and unfulfill. For the way your laughter could spark up space like matchstick flame.
Chaotic din made worse by dust kicked up by the crowds pounding the earth in time to the music, and trucks carrying the steel pans from the competition stands back to the pan yards.
Queer knowledge, queer culture, queer histories have always been sort of disseminated by underground currents, by a nudge, by a wink, by a little word in the ear, by a green carnation on the lapel. And I think that's what I'm trying to do in my work.
So that's it, we are at the end.
It's a wrap.
Tell us, Uju, what are you taking away from your first NGC Bocas Lit Fest?
You know, you were absolutely right when you said that there was going to be something for everyone. I feel so full. It was such a packed weekend. We saw so many people learning how to work on stilts with the Moko Jumbies. We saw the Old Mass competition. So much was happening at the same time. I loved it all. What about you? What's your takeaway?
So for me, I think it's the importance of community and how easy it is to take that for granted when you have it. So for the 3 years of not having it, not being together, now that we're back together in one space with all the stimulation, inspiration, yeah, it's that community that I'm taking away.
And you know, it takes quite a number of hands to make that happen. So we have so many people to thank. But I want to start by thanking our title sponsor, the National Gas Company of Trinidad and Tobago. I want to thank the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, First Citizens, One Caribbean Media,
the National Lotteries Control Board, the British Council, the University of the West Indies, Massey Foundation. On behalf of the NGC Bocas Lit Fest team, thank you all for your support, for your contribution to the success of the 13th edition of the NGC Bocas Lit Fest. Of course, Nalis, our festival venue, our village, thank you so much for making the National Library our home in downtown Port of Spain. And the number of partners and sponsors who contribute to this event are innumerable. So we want to say thank you to you all locally, regionally and internationally for all you do to make this a success.
We most definitely need to thank our writers, our readers, our patrons, online audiences, volunteers, technical staff behind the scenes just making all of this happen. Thank you so very much.
So we hope to see you at the next NGC Bocas Lit Fest, which brings me to you, Uju. Are we going to see you next year?
I mean, for that 50K, definitely, I'll be here. So until then,
bye for now.
Girl, let me see me in the place where touch me. I see me in the place where touch me. Girl, you're about when them friends touch me. Can't believe until I them get touch me. When them girl get a taste, them coulda swear Cadbury sponsor me all night. No girl get wicked at the knees. My flavor right feels so sweet all night. Oh Lord, my kind of style she like. She said my kind of style so sweet. Oh Lord, my kind of vibe she like. She said my kind of vibe so sweet. She said take control like you belong. I rough it up like when the cops come. Afraid that I'm headed to now I slow down. And she said increase the speed up at a cruise. One time she said she never feel this kind of loving in she life, oh Lord. She feel like it's the sign of the time. Well baby girl, if this is the last day of your life, do what we go down in a passion of vibes. When them girl get a taste, them coulda swear Cadbury sponsor me all night. No girl get wicked at the knees. My flavor right feels so sweet all night. Oh Lord, my kind of style she like. She said my kind of style so sweet. Oh Lord, my kind of vibe she like. She said my kind of vibe so sweet. She said baby put a